Let's go. This is LWS, I think, versus PDU. And shoot me if I'm wrong. This is basically Socotra with some hills in between with relics on them. And the map is, as you can see, mega random, which is nice. Should be interesting. Lots of gold, lots of stone, everything around your TC. And they're already scout fighting as well. Is it laming in progress? Oh, wait, they started 2 scouts. Oh boy. Oh, we're not getting any rest here. There's action right away. And no robotic pro, I have no idea, but it's only 2 games, so maybe 1 hour from now. But I never check the games in advance. I don't want to get spoilers, so I can't provide an estimate. Okay, well, we basically just need to follow the action here and see what's going on, because there's been laming attempts already, I think, from trying to steal horse. You're here to cheer on the Belgian, nice. Ooh, double eagles. So we have a Metzel Sib here as well. Oh! That's the first time I've seen 2 eagles lame a boar, but that's going to be a lane confirmed, and looks like there's only 1 boar. This is heavily Socotra influenced Mega Random map here. I haven't seen exactly this one. The Mega Random generations tend to not be so random after all, but there we go. And since you do have two eagles, you could actually garrison one of them to save up as well. Well, Strontrazi, thank you for the prime sub. Much appreciated. Looks like you're doing well this season as well with the Trivig and Endlose Traurigkeit. And you're very welcome. I wish I had time to cast more, but real life has been busy, and that's a good thing, usually. As a freelancer. Anyway, quick look at the Sims here. Mandatum plays as the Lithuanians here. Oh, wood is going to become an issue. You need to venture out to the edges here, so maybe... I mean, you'd want to get to the castle age ASAP, so you could TC the sides and secure wood and everything, but easier said than done when they're this close. So that's Lithuanians for Mandatum playing the pocket role. We have Noam with the Britons. So Noam trying to lame a boar here, but not quite succeeding. And the quick ones of Dovahkiin here. Dovahkiin really stepping things up here and closing them, taking the... stopping the scouts from laming the boar, that's what I wanted to say. So Britons over here, and we have Sanders here with the Ethiopians. Ethiopians, Britons in the draft for the flank civilization, Lithuanians pocket. Good one. Atom with the Persians, and this is just the Persians dream map here, whether you're pocket or not, you could still do sheer easily with the Persians. Not sure if that's what Atom wants to do, well, remains to be seen, of course, but certainly an option. Top side, we have Dovahkiin with the Mongols, also a dream map for the Mongols here. I'd say if you're able to get past the feudal age with the castle age, get some castles up and produce your Mangudai. And then finally, in the blue, we have Big Walt with the Mayans. And yeah, Mayans, longer lasting resources. Most of the stones and golds are around people's TCs. Maybe we'll see castle drops and stuff happening here as it goes on. All the relics in the middle, that's great scenario for the Lithuanians, to be honest. It should be fairly easy for the Lithuanians to collect all the relics here if they are able to claim the map control. Here comes the barracks for Noam, wanting to go for the archers with the Britons for sure. Could of course go men-at-arms stars as well, but why do that with the Britons when you can make archers? Atom with the barracks as well. Lots of food here as we can see, so maybe there's reason to suspect there will be scouts from the pockets here. What's the Lithuanians up to? Oh, don't tell me he's going fast castle. Mandatum, are you going fast castle on this map? I don't think so. It's 20 pop-up here, so it has to be the scouts. Yeah, here we go. 30 seconds idle TC time with the Lithuanians here, but I guess these scouts micromanagement trying to snipe villagers moving around, that takes some attention away from your TC, whether you have the food or not. Yeah, everyone's dropping the barracks here. Mayans gonna go for the archers as well. They have cheaper archers starting in the feudal age, but 10, 20, and 30% discount. Atan, surprised or disappointingly not going for the douche here. Going to drop the stable and boost the scouts numbers with more feudal age scouts. Good pick off there, found the exposed woodline here, and is not going to allow Ilsanders to re-wall here. The Ethiopians player will have to flee the one and only woodline and will struggle to mass archers here. Lithuanian player dropping the scouts as well, which means that LWS, they are behind in scouts production by far. Aten is already producing the first scout. Good head start here. Also good scouts micro to keep the hit points almost intact here. Noah with the Britons dropping the range over here. Mayans, a couple of eagles here as well, and a what's supposed to become men-at-arms here. Strong aggression from Big Walt here. This could be a short game if this keeps up for PDU. Looks like there's men-at-arms play on top side as well. Makes sense on this small tight map actually. Mongols easily able to afford the men-at-arms upgrade and eco upgrades as well with their hunt, but there's not that much hunt to be considered on this map. There was only the starting boar, so didn't start. Doesn't favor the Mongols that much. But looking at the aggression here, lots of scouts from Aten. It's now 4 or 5 scouts compared to Mandatum with only 2 here. Villagers not at home to garrison the TC either, so Aten could actually run underneath TC here and not worry too much about it. Spearman defense, but if Aten takes the hill here, it could theoretically fight the Spearman or just run away as it does. Yeah, so brutal aggression here. Mandatum forced to make military as well. Otherwise, as long as they keep hitting the Ilsanders here in the purple, then in theory you could just ask your teammate to try and survive so you can pull off your fast castle and overwhelm the opponents. But Sokotra and Hill says Dennis, and I think he has a point. Archers moving out here. Ilsanders going to try and obstruct Dovahkiin a bit here, who has gone into skirm defense, surprisingly enough. But they also know that Mandatum scouts are busy on the other side trying to hold off EDU and Big Walt, who is now fielding the archers. So maybe skirmishers isn't such a bad idea after all on the right-hand side to keep the archers out. Alright, good engagement here from Mandatum with the Lithuanian scouts. No upgrades for either pocket player here, but again it's Aten dominating with the scouts numbers here, and they're about similar in the progress of resources needed for the next stage. Good pick off of archers there. That's basically all of Big Walt's archers at this point, but Big Walt has also done significant damage to the purple player here in Ilsanders with the 6 eco kills total. Aten with 1 as well. Really setting back the Ethiopians here, which is bad news for LWS. Mandatum moving over. Oh, Mandatum. Okay. Moving over to deal with the skirms here. Now working together with Noam here. This is a good coordinated aggression against Dovahkiin here, who has invested into a lot of skirms here with the Mongols. Dennis is probably happy now seeing this. Fleeing the wood line. I mean, they haven't... What's their scouting like? Did they even get to scout the edges? They don't really know that much about the outer rims. Oh, Atten is moving out here. Actually has found the Hattler wood lines on the outside. And will have probably completely safe wood income for a while now. Look at all these scouts! Definitely warranting the upgrades here. Atten is playing the extended feudal age with the Persians here, and also Persians town center works 10% faster. So which means that even if you extend your feudal age a little bit, you will be researching the feudal age 10% faster. Unless it doesn't apply to the app, but I think it does. So with equal numbers of scouts and progression here, if they click cast age at the same time, Appen is still going to be first app. Pockets seem on point here, slightly more military for Atten, but that's also the only difference here. As Dovahkiin gets distracted at home base here now, and Atten will need to move over to help clean up the armies here. I guess if the scouts move in front of the skirmishers will be able to take out archers more comfortably here. Forcing a defensive tower over here as well, while Big Wall is keeping the Ethiopian player off wood for the most part here. I would say not off gold. So Ilsanders has scouted the side here, so could in theory move out to the side and just kind of count on Big Wall not finding them. But yeah, again, some solid damage being taken there. Hill advantage for the Ethiopians, but outnumbered by the Mines archers that are in effect cheaper as well. Forcing a tower on the Mongol side here as well, so Noam with some solid Britain's aggression, but as we know, Britons, they shine specifically in the Castle Age onwards with their extra range for the archers, and this is a mess, to say the least. It's a 2v2 situation, scouts and archers, but looking at the upgrades, Bloodlines just kicked in. Bloodlines, I guess that's a good fight for LWS, surprisingly enough, because Atten took the fight just before Bloodlines there, so they traded very evenly with comparable numbers here. But still, Atten is left with more scouts than the Lithuanian player, and you can see the yellow player doubling up on the production with double stables now to get the numbers back up, but that also drains the food economy. Atten now has the goal to go to the next stage, and only misses the food, so at some point... two stables for Atten as well, actually. And now not nearly enough to take this engagement. A bit unfortunate there for the green player to lose some scouts, arguably needlessly here. And extended feudal age here, that's what we like to see. All of the golds and stones are in the middle, or all the stones... Yeah, there's some small tiles everywhere here, so scratch that. It's... there's definitely potential to move out to the sides as well. What's going on over here? It's Ilsanders with the great escape over here, realizes that the fight is lost at home base here. Still some coordination with Mandatum in the pockets, but they are most definitely in a rough spot here. Now Big Walt, happy with the damage done to Ilsanders, moves forward north. Real Atten is looking for any wood lines on the outside. Ooh, ooh, nice, thanks. That's a good call actually, because you need to move out to find the wood. All the small wood lines are on home base, and Mandatum is now at risk of... Hey, wait, just passing. Just passing, apparently. He's gonna find them. Oh, there's so much going on here. Castle Age kicks in for... who was that? In fact, that was Big Walt, reaching the Castle Age, the Mayans player, who's 11-1 in the KD department currently. The woodline of Mandatum is a slaughterhouse, can't even attempt quick balls here, can't fight the scouts with villagers because Atten is with full field age upgrades on the scouts. That's lots of villagers down Atten, just like that, getting 6 villager kills. While Big Walt, first player to the Castle Age, drops a TC down on the woodland. Sorely needed securing of the woodlines here is currently not collecting wood, which will probably halt the where is he? Oh, never mind, he has a lumber camp, so never mind. But yeah, while constructing the TC, not collecting wood as efficiently for the moment. Atten in the Castle Age now. I did not mean to give Atten the yellow, it's supposed to be green. Crossbow now in for Big Walt here. They're going to claim the middle. Of course they don't want Lithuanians to snag the relics in the middle here, and they're just casually dropping the the monastery in the middle here. That building builder, she is going to go down, while Mandatum desperately tried to claim a hold of the middle here now. Did take losses to the woodline, so the wood income of Mandatum has been severely compromised here. And the middle is also being held by Big Walt now, sending 2 villagers to make sure that that monastery goes up and the relics can be collected for PDU. No relics in the outside of the map, they're all in the middle. So they don't want to give the Lithuanians easy access to those, obviously. Atten is making monks as well, probably to heal up the armies, but could also help bring in the relics quickly so that the Lithuanians will not be able to collect them at all. Splitting up the scouts, stray scouts from the early game as well, provides some scouting intel and will confirm that Noam is moving to the outside to extend the wood income. All of the wood around the Britons player's base is drained, so if Atten is able to deny the wood income of the Britons here, that means no Britons crossbows. That means no ranged units from the Britons at all, unless they abuse the market to get them out. Yeah. So, enough villagers here to fight the light cap, of course, but in the meantime, Atten will be taking huge kills here. I'm surprised the score is still so even, given the huge eco advantage, or the huge eco kills, I should say, of PDU here. Mandatum moving out again to secure TC. There is no mounted units to stop that from happening. Some Britons crossbows cleaning up the last light cab here as well, and Britons, they have town centers costing less wood as well, so they're probably going to get the TC up on the wood line eventually. Middle relics collected by Atten here. Did the Lithuanian player actually manage to get one? No, Atten took one and Big Walt took 3. Really assuming the middle here now so that no other team, the other team will not be able to place a castle or towers or whatever here to claim the middle. The siege workshop as well in a good spot to contest buildings from uphill here. The production of Il-Sanders as well. However, that castle is probably going to complete for Il-Sanders, committing a lot of the economy here to secure the juiciest gold and stone spots at home base here. Looks like Atten is trying the monk trick to try and select villagers, so the castle gets delayed, but that gets only delayed, it does not get denied at this point. Very exposed wood economy here for LWS though, so this is where PDU need to get back to scouting and exploit with the mobility they have with the armies on the field. I mean, 3 or 4 knights could do so much damage on these exposed woodlands over there.
Ready. Mandatum.
Yeah, though, with spotting the villagers of Dovahkiin moving out here, that could be devastating to Dovahkiin's wood income here, who probably wants to try and get the TCF. Oh, that's a slaughter! Ballistics looks to be in for the Britons as well, though. I'm really really doing work here now. Tries to escape towards Athens TC, but I think most of the villagers will be going down before that. Oof, that hurts. Maybe that's LWS's way back into the game here. They're way behind the economy here though. So they're matching in military numbers, but they just can't afford to lose military units in the same way that BDU can at this point. So, taking advantage of the Britain's armies being out of position here, Aten gets some juicy raids in on Noam's home economy here as well. 39 villagers lost for Noam as well, so we're not looking at a well-booned Britain's player here, to say put it that way. 28 villagers only for Noam here, and Aten with 57 6KD has he's been playing that mobility to perfection here, by the looks of it. LWS, they are expanding to the sides. I mean, if they can somehow reboom, I mean, Britons have a good boom, they have cheaper town centers. It's an option, but PDU, they're just way ahead now. Who just reached the castle age? Dovakin reaching the castle age at this point, so must have taken some solid early damage as well. No relics for Mandatum, which means that Mandatum's Lithuanian Knights, they are generic at this point. They have the full upgrades, yes, but they will not be getting anything extra. But for the time being, though, they have 2 more upgrades than is the case for Aten. However, Aten has a much better boom and should be able to get to that Imperial Age sooner and with a stronger economy. So many ranges here now. 5 ranges total for Big Wolf in the middle here, with Hill Sanders and Mandatum trying to stop the production buildings from going up here. They're sort of reclaiming the middle here. I think they want to try and catch the monster here, to be honest. I think they want those relics and bring them in for the Lithuanians. That's sort of the motivation here. The heal damage, heal bonus damage being an important factor here as well, of course, to take the fights. Big heal in the middle of all the players. Dream map for Britons in that regard, or even Tatars if any of the players had that, but that's not the case here. Looks like Il Sanders wants to get the castle up in the middle as well. That seems ambitious with the presence of PDU's armies around here. Look at that eco advantage for PDU though. Aten at 101 villagers now and 4 TCs total. Great economy. And did lose some villagers, yes, but doesn't really matter. Still the player with the most villagers here, and the only player sort of struggling eco-wise on PDU is Dovakin here with the grey-colored Mongols. Big Walt will be able to complete this castle on the hill. Important castle, goes right on some of the production of Noam, and more importantly denying this gold as well. And with that castle going up, that's the GG well played. And PDU take the first game here. And just a quick browse through the stats before we look at game number 2. Massive equal lead there for Aten over basically everyone nearby. It's a good contender as well, while the others flank side with the Mongols a bit more of a rough spot in the eco progression. Those max villager numbers aren't quite encouraging though for LWS. They struggle to manage economy and field military to contest PDU at the same time. But we are going to the game 2. It is on Otisco. It's a Nomad start map designed by Tech Chariot. And those are the civilizations at work here. Let's have a look. So Otisco starts with an ox cart and a scout, in fact, and Chanbardai to scout. So it looks like and you need to delete the ox cart to spawn your builders. Wait, what? What? Alright, I guess there's they spawns a buffalo. Well, you need to delete the ox cart to place your TC, and it looks like PDU's approach here will be to get the TCs down ASAP. Not too familiar with the map here by the looks of it, as Dovahkiin looks to settle in the middle and is desperately looking for a TC spot here. This is going to delay Dovahkiin's start quite a bit. He wanted to TC a good wood line. Will not be able to do so because it's uphill here, but finds a spot right on the stone and probably the best wood line he can get here. They're all going for the TCs early on here, PDU. So they're not going to contest the massive waters with all of this deep fish up here, which is so insane through the economy. Especially if it goes uncontested, and it is going to be tough for PDU to contest that with their starting position here. They have to pass through all these wolves as well, unless there are openings in the wood lines here, maybe. So that's going to be rough for PDU to assume control over the waters here. With that said, we have LWS, they have new Master 69 with the Goths here, setting up for the free boom in the corner. And Dreams in the area for the Goths as well, to get, of course, to get the free boom. So going straight for the berries here as the food source. There's some hunt as well, quite close to town center, and stray water buffalo from the start as well. While the other two are settling up north here, as Mandatum with the Malians is going to assume some responsibility for the water here. Malians can drop a TC, a house, and a dock and still afford a fishing ship. So this is a great start for Nomad starts involving water for the Malians, sorry. Noam with the Italians as well, another good naval civilization, lots of bonuses to fight for water, and more importantly, the fishing ships cost 15% less, so you have a great economy to be boosted by the food income on water. Alright. This is a Nomad start on the slower side, so I wonder if we should just toggle the fast forward a bit here. It looks like they're using their advantage of having monks not being attacked by Gaia. There's no attack for Chanbardai as far as I know. It's just a scouting unit without any attack. So you could take the opportunity to scout the enemy side. So they're using their scouts actively here to learn what the map looks like. I'm going to toggle the fast forward here because Nomad and see what the next age brings here. We should be seeing LWS assuming a massive economy lead here as they extend into the fish food income. New Master 69 will not be benefiting from that just yet, but then again, all alone in the corner with the Gops, that's just setting up for the perfect late game Gops spam, and PDU Or who was that? I think it was PDU spotting the middle area. Found the cows, but we need to break the walls as well to access them, so they're not going to benefit from those just yet. So the feudal ages are in Atom with the... Oh, we didn't actually consider the cities here. Atom with the Hindustanis. Going to go scouts into camels here, probably. Great boom for the Hindustanis as well. Cheaper villagers as you move on through the ages. Big vault with the Vietnamese. A good nomad sim for the fact that they reveal the town center location of your opponent. And in the grave you have Tatars for Dovahkiin. And there are some hills to assume for the Tatars here. Quite a lot of places to benefit from that extra hill damage. In the meantime, Noam is walling off here with houses and palisade walls to prevent easy entry of any PDU mobile units. I guess they might actually be able to wall it off completely here. And behind this, Aten is going straight for the castle age at 28 pop here. Probably going to go into a Hindustani boom here and pump out those camels. Transport ship. Is that a misclick or intentional? Do they mean to... Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. That has to be a misclick. Why is the transport ship out? Could be for scouting purposes. But, I mean, you could literally walk right across this these shallows here, so... Okay, transporting a villager. Don't think there's any opening in the woodland here besides the wolves, though, so... Oh! Ooh, I like that move from Noam here, taking the taking the middle gold here and docking the middle areas to have the dock closer to the fish over here. Going to go for an insane Italian fish boom here by the looks of it. Couple of galleys out, and can't help but feel like LWS, yes, having a few galleys, that's perfect, but if you scout the shorelines here, you'll see that PDU aren't here at all, so there's no reason at all to invest into more naval armies here. Castle Age is kicking in for LWS here as well, all of the players. We'll probably see the GOPS player going for a 3 TC boom here, while Atten didn't quite drop any additional TCs yet. And looking at the eco situation, I'm a bit surprised at the LWS's situation here. Only about 15 eco units ahead. There's maybe that naval control is underestimated here. Nothing's to stop them from dropping more docks and extending the fish node, but they need to make more fish here, as our Italian player is doing with gill nets. So Noam is speeding up the fish food income here and will also be collecting more efficiently with the dock now in the middle. Archers moving out here now. They'll need to take out a lot of wolves here to pass through, but at least the Vietnamese archers here are doing some work. The wolves don't seem to be chasing for them too far away, so you could actually snipe them before they start chasing you. And there, one potential issue with this though is that you're opening the door for LWS to just pass through with villagers and armies as well if you keep on taking out units like this. Chalbardai, he can heal out. He is essentially a monk, so he can heal up units as well. But this game isn't going to be all that eventful until the next age, I believe. There, PDU, they have scouted this area, at least Aten has, with the Chalbardai, so, but they don't quite know they don't really know that much about what's going on the other side. For LWS, we have Malians, Italians, Goths, as mentioned, so you never want to give Goths the free boom. That's just so annoying in the late game. And also, not the best civs ever to deal with the Goth spam here. None of the civilizations of PDU get fully upgraded champions, actually, so holding off the Goths could be an issue here. Yeah, most of the world's being cleaned up now, as Dovahkiin will be moving out to establish some presence with villagers somewhere around here. Probably going to drop a TC. The eco situation now is really climbing ahead for LWS here. So I didn't think about the fact that even if it looked like few numbers early on, now LWS, they have the fish going for them, and Goths player with the triple TC boom here. As they have that fish food income, it will be so much more easier for LWS to keep making villagers on land as well and really establish an eco-dominance here. They're also making armies, because Noam is making the crossbows here, and Mandatum is making the knights. Late game Malians could be pretty nasty with the raiding potential of Farimba cavalry. All cavalry units of the Malians get +5 attack from Farimba, that's why they are also lacking the last melee attack upgrade. No, they've learned either by accident or in practice that the John Bardai can actually heal up units as well. Big Walt will be walling off over here. Big Wall, Big Walt with the blue stone wall foundations here. They do not want to let the Malians cavalry move in easily here. Oh, I love how he keeps the crossbows close as well to protect that walling villager. But the clock is still ticking for PDU here. They're massively behind in economy from never having contested water at all. And as the game progresses, LWS will just be going into the Imperial Age a lot faster. They'll be feeling more units more easily. And the Goths player, Noob Master, with the 5th town center going up here, close to the gold piles here. It's only one tile, but it also has 1600 gold on it, so it's a bit deceiving, the numbers here. The Goths spam is going to be pretty annoying to deal with here, and as you move into the Imperial Age, of course, you could use siege weapons like onagers to cut through the woodlands as well and make openings for your Goths and maybe even Malians spam here. Aten extending the boom here now, 4 TCs for the Hindustanis here, the idle TC time lower as well, so Aten with 62 villagers to, for example, compare with the Malians 63, but the Goths player New Master already at 100 here, and probably just going to go for that Imperial Age to get a cast lab, get the unique technologies, the perfusion for the Goths to produce units out of the barracks at 100% faster speed, essentially instantly creating the infantry units from the barracks. No one with a beautiful castle in the middle here in this crossing between the woodlands here. There's not really enough armies here from PDU to stop that from happening, as Aten is making light cab to begin with here. See, trying to conserve the gold for Imperial Age or what? Well, already it's 54 military to 16 for LWS here, and that's even before the Goths player started producing. It's only about food now for the yellow player. Noobmaster 69 dropping the castle. Lacking just a tiny bit of food. Once the castle is up, that's the building you need to go to the next age. And I think Noobmaster 69 is just going to go right for that Imperialist click once that castle completes. Atlan admittedly getting value here from the Hindustani light cav. Limiting expansion a bit from Mandatum here, and also cleaning up some stray numbers and crossbows around the field. Now the camels entering the field as well, but look at the eco situation here, or resources rather. 4 town centers producing builders, ballistics coming in for the Vietnamese player. That's one that Noam has in already for the crossbow line. The Malians cavalry is moving out and stopping the extension of the Tatars here as well. And LWS is just slowly creeping up the Otisco map here. In fact, they have the army mass able to even contest the south side here for the relics for some passive gold income as well. 2 players of LWS going to the Imperial Age. They've had that free fish. But look at all the Italians fish here. They're devouring all of the fish that's out in the waters here, and they're not really threatened at all in that eco expansion. 354, about a 60-70 eco units lead here. Big Walt seems to be trading to try to get to the Imperial Age as well, possibly here, but the rates are bad. It's only 14 gold per 100 wood here. Yeah, LWS 62 military to 50 now. PDU, they're creeping up here. Their economy has, I mean, they've lost the expansion in the middle, but they still have the back base here, and 4 TCs for the Vietnamese as well. Cavalry archers from the Tatars now out on the field. Maybe they'll be able to fight back here. Yeah, Cav Archers doing some work here. Some Malians Knights going down here. Perfusion now coming for the Goths. That is going to be an issue both for the cavalry investment of Aten and to some extent for the cavalry archers of the Tatars as well, because you could mix elite Huscarls and halberdiers as you please here. And if they didn't already know, they just realized that these shallows are indeed passable. You don't need a dock or a transport to move over here. However, the extent of the army movement here will be limited by the walls here, assuming no one doesn't have any holes in the walls over here. So they're still not threatened at the core economy here. LWS Arbalesters are in for the Italians as well. All of LWS are in the Imperial Age already, in fact. And the Goths spam is just about to begin. Noobmaster 69 really needs to get some production buildings a bit closer to the enemy side, though. I mean, the boom is great, the economy and everything. Look at all the houses here as well. Just in case any Onager cut would be happening later here, he will be getting a heads up from that area. Lots of Huscarls now chasing these. Wait, it's not Huscarls, it's Condottiero. And elite Huscarls, a little bit of everything here. Because why not? Italians are now 60 in numbers. That's massively outnumbering the ranged players of PDU here. Aten is admittedly going to the Imperial Age, but what are the Hindustanis going to do against mass Arbalests and eventually Malians cavalry spam here? Then the Malians cavalry could act as an efficient meat shield in between the Arbalests of Noam, and then just slowly creep up over to the enemy side. See some siege workshops going up here. 6 bombard cannons in the queue for Big Wall, so they want this castle out of the way so we could more freely move out from this area, but that's only going to open up the area for you. What really needs to be contested are the mass Arbalest numbers of LWS here and PDU. They don't really have any great answer to mass Arbalests here. Of course, you have Vietnamese Rattan Archers, elite Rattans maybe, combined with bombard cannons, but there's cavalry spam from LWS to meddle in with that as well, not to mention the Goths infantry as well. Looks like New Master 69 is actually pop-capped here, but where are the armies? They're slowly moving out here now. Slowly is where with 150, well, 132, 32. Maybe I made the call not the arrow because of a little bit faster movement speed actually. One Hindustani castle going down. There's lots of ranges for the Tatars player, but stuck in the castle age here for Dovahkiin. I can see Bombard Tower coming in from Big Walt here, so maybe wanting to fortify the middle here and limit the impact of the enemy army's entrance that way with static defenses. Not a bad call after all. Ooh, we have the new unit from the Hindustanis here as well, the Ghulam. They are supposed to be an anti-ranged infantry units, I think. Yeah, some bonus damage against ranged units there, but it doesn't seem to work out for Aten there. Of course, you need more numbers and you need to get closer, more importantly. Look at this mass of Italian units now. Maybe at least Italians don't get siege engineers, but it's still a massive death wall with now 7 bomber cannons and 69 Arbalests here. Not bad to push closer and closer into PDU's side. There's definitely a point of entry here for the enemy armies as the not yet Parimba Malians cavalry units also are doing some work in the raiding business here. Look at the expansion of LWS here now. 108 freaking elite Huscarls in the queue here. That Goth spam is not going to stop anytime soon. So Cav Archers doing their best to limit the raids here. Castle near the end of the map now for Big Bolt. They are actually setting up trade. What they may not know about this Otisco map is that trade has been nerfed. It's a map that Tech Chariot designed also with community games in mind, and he wanted to limit the trade impact. So the trade cards will be moving more slowly and generate less gold. Trade is viable, but not as viable as on your usual maps anyway. But at this point, it might be the only option for gold income for PDU anyway. Elite Huscarls out and about, all upgrades in Farimba coming for the Malians cavalry as well. Not really that much cavalry on the field though. It's basically the champions here from Mandatum. Maybe it's just to increase the impact of the Goth spam here, to already have the response to Goth's spam, so to speak. The castle goes down, but the stone walls are still up here for Big Walt, so it's still going to take a little while before the Malians manage to break through the top sides. And there it is. Maybe unsurprisingly so, the GG for PDU. They went for the approach of getting the TCs up faster, but that backfires quickly with the giving the opponents free fish boom. And as LWS did, they left the Goffs player at the starting location, and then the other two claimed the water, resulting in a basically a constant eco lead here. I'd say if you look at the progression here throughout the ages, the graphs just show LWS all over the place. Let's have a look at the score. And we'll be moving on to Casting Arena Classic next. Nice KD for the Italians there. Probably among the first to Imperial Age. Not the first, actually, the Goths. Undisturbed boom with the fastest Imperial Age here, but just about 1 minute away for the Italians that also moved through the ages more quickly. So GG well played to the second division teams. Let's move on to Arena Classic.